Okay, y'all, you're gonna hear my kids in the background because they're getting ready for bed. But y'all, you know what I've been getting as a note lately? It's like, wow, you're not like nice anymore. Like you're mean. And you know what? As a former people pleaser, I realized like I genuinely was not being honest. Excuse me. Or I was really trying to spare other people's feelings and emotions in every way. And now I just don't care to do that. Like, I don't care to spare your emotions. If you feel uncomfortable with the information, then why did you ask for it? I go to work, I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to be your best buddy. And that's not because I'm mean, but because I don't owe you that. I'm going to be kind because that's who I am, but I don't owe you friendship because we're in the same vicinity. And like it's so funny like too, especially people will ask me, especially being a reader, this is something I get a lot. Oh my god, it's one of the major things I've learned as a reader, as a tarot reader, as an oracle reader, as a spiritual leader, as just a speak like I just people ask, right? Because I'll see things and I'll tell them what I see. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to take accountability. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that they're the problem. They don't want to hear that they have choices. And, it's interesting because I look back at many seasons of my life where I was also in that same space where I didn't want to hear that either. I was so happy in Delulu land. I was ready to ride the Delulu train all the way to hell, all the way to the hell in my own reality, in which I did. But it's so funny because as you really start to elevate, especially as you start to level up spiritually and you start to really get in tune and you really start to understand things and see beyond the veil of what is just before you, it is a different level. And so when I see people, it's like a part of me has compassion because I've been there, I understand. Another part of me is like, that's a fucking choice. Because it really is a choice. It's a choice to live in ignorance. It's a choice to be living in suffering. It's a choice to not do the work that you need to do. It's a choice. It's a freaking choice. And we really get to choose as humans what kind of choices we want to choose to make. So if we don't like the choices that we're choosing to make and they're making us feel uncomfortable, we get to say, well, you know what? I don't want to go ahead and keep on making those same choices. Or I don't like the result. No, thank you. I love you. It's not time for that. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. Good night. Love you. Period. Boundaries. Boundaries. I'm not like, oh, yes, you want to put my boundaries right now. Come on in. Come on in. No. If you're not hurt, if you don't need something and you're just trying to show me a piece of art because you want to see me and it's 9 o'clock and bedtime's at 8, I'm that kind of mom. Okay. And I don't need to say it mean. I just need, nope, not right now. Nope, boundary. Love that for us. Love that for us. Also something I've had to heal because people pleasing showed up everywhere, y'all, for especially in my parenting, especially because in the beginning I started off at a certain space where there was so much shame and condemnation. I really hated how I was operating. And I really didn't like myself. And because I didn't like myself, honestly, I did not have the capacity to love the beings I had birthed, like in the way that I really needed to. Because I couldn't even see my little self. I couldn't even love. There was just so much. If I was in major dissonance, then, excuse me, the parenting journey that I was on, it was just, that's okay. It was just so far removed from myself. Um, and so I found myself, especially as I did the healing work, I went to parenting classes and stuff. I found myself starting trying to overcompensate because I realized I was like, oh my god, I wasn't showing up for you emotionally. Like I was hiding in my room because I was really depressed. Like I didn't have the capacity. And I mean, my kids always had what they needed. They always had food. They always were outside playing. We always made ways out of no way. But I was not always the funnest to be around. Sometimes I was really depressing. Sometimes I was angry and upset. And I really had to take accountability for that stuff. And so when I see people also not take accountability too, it's just like when we choose not to take accountability, not only does it impact us, but it impacts those who are around us. And it is so much so a fucking choice. And it's uncomfortable to sit with that because, again, it means that there's going to be like, oh crap, like I have to really do something about this. But in that acknowledgement, know that there is a way out. Like that's beautiful. Like, wow, I have the control. I can do that. And as a person, again, like I've been labeled many different things in this lifetime, y'all. Like, And a lot of it did show up. I lived it. I've lived it. And sometimes I'm one of those people where I still have to know my boundaries. I get very overstimulated very quickly. One thing that I had to learn was radical self-acceptance and realizing that I had to function and move a lot differently than how I was moving. And that was okay. I didn't need to look like Bobby Sue and Sally Sue. But what I did need to do was take accountability for how I chose to show up in the space. And that's something that I still get to do. Sorry, I'm like rubbing oils in my hands because I just moisturize my babies, and now my hands all buttered up, and I'm getting ready to take a shower my dang self. I'm gonna bless my candles, get into my magic, and enjoy my shower. But I just wanted to come out here and remind people, because I think so many times, people will start be like, "Oh my God, you changed, you changed." Yes, I hope I did. I really hope that I do. I hope I continuously change, because no, people do not have the same level of access to me that they did before, because you're not entitled to that. You're not entitled to me. And so back to what with my kids and what was happening there, I had to really choose to not let that overtake me and just feel bad and be like, give them whatever they wanted, because I felt bad for how I wasn't able to show up in the past. Hell no, I needed boundaries, even more than I understood. Get into it, y'all. It will save you. It will save you. It will save you. I know that's right. All right, bye.